Okay, so now we're combining our special angles that we were looking at and our parallel lines. So if we have two parallel lines cut by our transversal T, we have corresponding angles, and those corresponding angles are congruent. So let's identify our corresponding angles and then note that they are congruent. So corresponding angles are the ones in the same position. So if I have T as my transversal and I have lines M and N, and those are parallel because of those red little arrows there, I know that my corresponding angles, so 2 and 6, are going to be congruent. So angle 2 is congruent to angle 6. There are also other corresponding angles. Angle 1 is congruent to the corresponding angle 5, because they're all in the same kind of matching position. That's what we're looking at for corresponding. Then angle 3 is congruent to angle 7, and angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. So we're kind of using what we did last time and figuring out which ones are congruent. There are other things that can happen. If I look at the next one, we're talking about alternate interior. I like the shorthand alt int angles. If two parallel lines, we've got M and N, are cut by transversal, alternate interior angles are also congruent. So if I look at those angles, I've got angle 4 is interior. So I look at the one across from it here, and we've got angle 4 is congruent to angle 5. And the other set of alternate interior, so opposite side of the line and inside, angle 3 is congruent to angle 6. Then alternate exterior, alt exterior, are the ones that are on the outside exterior and on the opposite side of the transversal. So one is on the outside, and it's congruent to 8, and congruent symbol here. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 8. Angle 2, the other set of alternate interior angles, is angle 2 is congruent to angle 7. So 3 out of 4 of these are congruent. So let's look at the last one. We've got our same side interior. Those, we're going to say same side interior, are not congruent. So if I look at this guy and that guy, those don't even look like they're going to be the same. What's true about our same side interior is that they are supplementary. So if I take angle 4 and angle 6, they are same side interior. So the measure of angle 4 plus the measure of angle 6 is going to be 180. Then our other set of same side interior, angle 3 and angle 5, those are also going to be supplementary. So the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 5 equals 180. So we're going to use these in our example. So I'm thinking alternate interior, exterior, and corresponding, all congruent. So if I look at example 1, I'll identify those. The measure of 3 of our numbered angles is 120. Okay, so I've got one extra one, and I'm going to move around and find other angles that are 120. Well, if I look at angle 2 and compare it with this 120 here, I have what's known as a linear pair. So this one's going to be 120 plus angle 2 should be 180, so I get 60 here. And the reason I know that is because it's a linear pair with that 120. Because we got to explain our reasoning. Then I go to angle 3. Well, angle 3 also, one of two reasons. Angle 3 looks like it's vertical angles with angle 2, so I'm just going to write angle 3 is also 60 because vertical angles are congruent. So I'm able to justify that. Angle 4, well, angle 4 looks like it's across from the 120, so they're vertical angles, so they should be congruent. Then angle 5. Now we're at the point where we kind of shifted down. So angle 5 is related to some of these angles in this top section. It's related to 120 because they are corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are congruent. So angle 5 is 120. So corresponding angles. That's my shorthand for corresponding. Then angle 6. You can think of it as a linear pair with angle 5, or you can think of it as the corresponding angle with angle 2. Well, if I look at angle 2, it's 60, so angle 6 is also 60. You could say corresponding angles. You could also say alternate exterior with angle 3. A bunch of different reasons. And then angle 7, oh, write them. Alt exterior angles. And then number 7, angle 7, is vertical angles with 6. So it's also 60. Last one, angle 8. We're going to stick that at the bottom. Angle 8 is here, and I'm still kind of in the mindset of vertical angles first. So it's vertical angles with 5. So it's congruent to angle 5. If I look at angle 5, that's 120. So vertical angles congruent. So you can use what we've learned already plus what we just added in today.